Hello everyone and welcome back to Everything Tech, and today we have an unboxing and review of the Gatekeeper wireless computer lock and tracker. Before we get started, I'd like to give a big thank you to Untethered Labs for sending me this review unit. A link to their official website as well as the places where you can buy this product will be down in the description. So without further ado, let's get started. So all I did here was get in just a little bit closer, and it does say Gatekeeper wireless computer lock and tracker with Bluetooth 4.0. And there is the little dongle that attaches to your keychain or whatever you want to attach it to, as well as the Windows and the Mac logo. So this is compatible with both ecosystems. And down here it just says automatically lock and unlock your computer. So this is what the device does. On the side of the box we see Gatekeeper as well as Windows and Mac logos again. On the bottom of the box you can see your 1-year limited warranty as well as the website where you can purchase this. All links will be down in the description for your convenience, so you can look for them there. On the other side of the box we see here it says protect your privacy. And again on the back of the box, which I'm just going to get in closer here so we can all see, Gatekeeper, one device, many functions. Auto lock and unlock your computer. When you walk away, or when the device, the little dongle walks away, the computer locks. When it gets closer, it unlocks. And you can also use it as a tracker to keep track of your valuables like your keys, your purse, your wallet, or your pet. And here we have more information. Walk away to lock, walk back to unlock. Two-factor authentication and adjustable range. And it works with Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. It also works with any version of Mac OS X. And to get the software, you go to gkchain.com/download. Again, this link will be down in the description. And you can also download the Gatekeeper app to locate your valuables and you get out of range alerts or when it's time to replace the battery. And you do need Bluetooth 4.0. And if you're going to be running this on Android, you need 4.3 or greater, as well as an iPhone 4S or later if you're using this on an iDevice. Included inside is one Gatekeeper keychain and USB lock, 2 CR2032 batteries, one of them is extra and the other one's already inside, one keyring and quick start guide. And there's a website once more, gkchain.com, where you can purchase this device. I will also leave an Amazon link down below if that's where you like to purchase things. So let's get on with the unboxing. There's two ways you can unbox this box. You can open it from the bottom or from the top. I'm going to be doing it from the bottom because that's the path of less resistance. All you have to do is just pretty basic. But once we pull this out, we'll take a look at all the things individually. Alright, so I just took it out of the box, and here is a quick start guide, as well as the 2 extra batteries, the wireless dongle, and the USB that you plug into your computer, as well as a keychain. It's nice to see that they include the batteries. Most companies would not include batteries, and given that these are CR2032H batteries, they might be a little hard to come by nowadays. So let's take a look at the quick start guide. I'm going to get in closer so you all get a chance to read it in case you don't have it. Alright, so it says Gatekeeper, protect your privacy, quick start guide. And again, there's a website down there. And just take a look and open it. And gkchain.com. And that's a quick start guide. I'm assuming it has all the instructions you need. So here's a keychain. Here's a wireless dongle. That's what I'm calling this now, the Bluetooth receiver. Or basically what you do is plug this into your computer, and that communicates with this, and when this is in close proximity, your computer unlocks. Alright, so now we're going to install the battery, and it's pretty straightforward. You can see there on the bottom of the device, there's a little place where you can put your fingernails, and I found that lifting it like this doesn't work, so you have to drag your fingernail or anything else across the bottom like that, and the top should pop right off. And the same goes on the other side. There we go. I don't think it opens all the way. I think it, guess it does. And now we're going to install the battery. So it comes with 2 batteries. One of them is a spare. So let me just take this out. Here's the battery right there. There's the positive end, so the positive end goes up. And we're just going to drop this in here. Keep in mind that I'm trying to do this while looking through the viewfinder of my camera. So once we're done, you see that dot there? There's the same dot on there on the cap as well, so you gotta make sure that lines up, and it only goes in one way because there's a notch there. So just pop that back in there and it should work. And that is a speaker, so in case you lose your keys, that speaker there will start to make noise so you can find your device. Alright, so now let's install the keychain here. So it's one of those old school keychains. I call it old school because it reminds me of the preschool days I used to use. And it just falls right through like that, and then you just move it out like that, and it connects. There you have it. Now the other thing inside the box is the Bluetooth device that connects to the little dongle that connects or that hangs from your keys. This connects to any USB port, and then with the installed software you should be able to see it on your computer. In order to use the Gatekeeper key with your computer, you're going to have to do two things. First things first, you have to plug in the USB to any available USB port on your computer. Once that's set, you want to download the special software. This special software will allow you to select or change different settings that come with the Gatekeeper key. So we're just going to go to this website here, the gatekeeperchain.com/download. Again, the links will be down in the description for your convenience. So once you get to this website, you just want to scroll down just a little bit, and you're going to see here, Gatekeeper main application for Mac OS X. That's what we want to download. But if you go to the just one up here, you can see Gatekeeper main application for Windows. I'll also be showing you how to install this on Windows for your convenience, but we're going to be doing Mac right now. So I'm just going to click download. Once you click download, you download a package. I've already downloaded this so we don't have to wait through the installation, but I will be showing you the step-by-step process of installing the application on your computer. So we're going to click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and hide this. You will be guided through the steps necessary to install this software. So we're going to click continue, install. It's going to ask you for your password, so you're going to put in your password. It's the master password that you use to unlock the computer, so we just punch that in, and the installation is complete fairly quickly given that the size of the application is small. So now we're going to run the application. This application runs in the background, keep that in mind, and the first time you run it, it's going to ask you if you want to pair or register the key. You're going to hit yes, and it says please touch your Gatekeeper key to the USB lock. As you can see there, the bar is going up because it's communicating between the key. And it says it's going to beep. Hopefully it does. And it did not beep. I don't know why it didn't beep. Okay, so now that we're in the user interface, I am currently blurring out the MAC address for security reasons, but down under the MAC address we have a status bar, or the signal strength bar. Depending on how far the Bluetooth dongle is how that bar will show. It fluctuates depending on how far, how close I move it, but setting it right next to the Bluetooth receiver USB key, it'll be super strong. You can unregister a key if you're going to sell this to somebody or you're not going to use it anymore. You can unregister it, and it's going to ask you if you want to unregister it. So you're going to click yes, but I'm going to click no so I don't have to re-register this. Now for lock settings, allow Gatekeeper to prevent sleep. This, while the application is running, the Mac will not sleep. Okay, so here we are in lock settings, and the first setting is to allow Gatekeeper to prevent sleep. If your computer does sleep, then the Gatekeeper application goes to sleep too, which will basically not let you lock the computer. The next step is to allow your computer to lock and unlock automatically. If you have these unchecked, basically it defeats the whole purpose of having the Gatekeeper key connected to your computer. The next is the lock distance spectrum. If you have it on near, when you leave, let's say, your office, the computer is going to lock. If you have it on far, it means that you're in the area and your computer is still going to be locked. I would keep it on far if more than one person uses your computer or they're authorized to use your computer. But if you're in an office and you don't want anybody using your computer, you can keep it on near, and when you leave your office space, it should lock. You can also keep it here in between these two. This is like sort of the middle. You can't really select it in the middle. It's only these notches here. So I keep it on near. And test lock and unlock. And it says with these current settings, your computer will unlock. Okay. So that's the operating system here so that's the Gatekeeper user interface for Mac. Let's get into PC. So I just showed you how to download and install the application for Mac. Let's move on to Windows. So the steps are almost the same. All you have to do is just go to gkchain.com/download. Once you're on this website here, you're going to locate the Gatekeeper main application for Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. Once you install it, you may want to consider downloading the firmware updater in order to install firmware updates. But we're going to go ahead and install the main application. So we're just going to click download and save file. I already have this in my downloads, which is right here, but it should download fairly quickly for you. And it's going to give you this notification here, and just click yes. And for some reason it tells me that Gatekeeper is already installed, and it says click OK to remove the previous version. If you get this, just click OK, agree, and it starts installing. I don't know why it's giving me that installing, or why it told me that it was already installed, but you're going to need .NET Framework 4. Just click here, I have read and accepted the license terms. Click install and it starts installing .NET Framework. Once Microsoft .NET Framework is installed, you can click finish and the installation completes. Well, not really completes, you need to continue over here with the device manager or device driver installation wizard, so we're just going to click next. Would you like to install this device software? Install, and then the drivers are just installing. Now we click finish and the installation is complete. Now we get to click on finish and it should launch the application. I'm going to go ahead and hide this here so we can see. And just like in Mac, it runs in the background. We'll bring this over here and it says please reinsert the USB lock to enable Gatekeeper. So I'll do just that and plug in the USB. Okay, so I just plugged it in and it starts installing all these drivers, and because the driver's already there, it really doesn't need to do anything. Alright, so Gatekeeper has been installed and the user interface looks very similar to the user interface on Mac. Very similar, so I don't really have to go through many of these settings. And all we have to do is just register our key, get the key close to our USB, and now we get to input credentials. And because my computer's named iMac, we're going to set up a password. You can also skip this if you want, and your Gatekeeper key has been registered successfully. I don't need to go over much of the details about the user interface because it's the same as the Mac. You can also update the credentials here. That's probably new. Here you can change the name of it and as well as the password, but because I don't want to, I'll just skip it and we're gonna quit because that's it for installing it on Windows. So I just showed you how to install the application on Mac and PC. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like on iOS. Now the first thing you want to do is unplug the little USB from your computer, and you might receive a notification on your computer saying to reinsert the USB lock if you're with your computer. If not, then try to just unplug the USB so nothing interferes with the installation. Next step is to go into your App Store and you go into search and just search for Gatekeeper. And it's the second one from the top, Gatekeeper, locate and alert. And as you can see here, I've already downloaded this, so I don't need to punch in my password again, but you're going to need to put in your password, and that's your iOS password. And it begins to download, and there we go, it's open. Just open it. So you do need to have your key close by, and that's in order for your phone to communicate with the key through Bluetooth. And here we're getting Gatekeeper would like to send notifications. It'll send notifications and alerts whenever your keys or whatever you're attaching this to is missing or goes out of range. It'll notify you so you can find it. I'm not going to do this now because I don't want to get annoying anything's on here. So here in the user interface, it's pretty simple and straightforward. You have a key here and it says add a key, or you can switch keys, but we're going to add a key so we can get to the regular interface. So we're going to add a key and place the Gatekeeper chain very close to the phone. So it's going to start scanning it, and as you can see there, it's already found it, Gatekeeper chain. So we're going to click that. Since I'm going to be attaching this to my keys, I'm going to type it or name it keys. But let me change my keyboard here. My keys. You can name it anything you want, whether you want to attach this to your computer, a bicycle, or anything you want to name it. And we can add an image. And I'm going to go ahead and take a picture here. I'll take a picture of the wireless dongle here. See how close I can get. That looks like a good picture. We're going to use picture. And now we're going to just scale the picture. And let me make it a little bigger. Just a little bit. There we go. And there you can see a picture of the keychain. In case you do purchase this in different colors, you can see which one it is based on color. So now we're going to click done. And it starts creating a little image here. So we can see the picture there. We no longer have the stock image, but the picture we took. Going from the top to bottom, we have a plus. That plus, when you tap that plus, you're going to add another key. Because we already added the key, there won't be any other key to add. So we're just going to go back. But if you have another key, yeah, that's how you add it. Then we have the question mark. And this will show you about the user interface. I'm going to go ahead and stay here. You can pause it if you want. So you can just read this. Then we have Gatekeeper, the name, and then we have a pencil. What the pencil does is allow you to rename the device or the key in case you want to replace it with another one. And you can also change the image. So let's say I didn't like the picture. I'm going to go ahead and take another one.
There we go. It looks the same, so I'll just use it. And again, I can resize it. Once we have our picture good, we can select it and it updates, and then we click done. Moving down, you see that green dot with the keys. That's of course which key you have selected. So if I have another one that says bike, and I select it, it's going to say bike. And an alert. When you have alert activated, it's going to alert you that your keys or whatever you have this attached to, the little key, is out of range. You get a notification on your phone. If you have notifications turned on, it's going to say, oh, your key's out of range. Please find it or do something about it. Then we have your picture and then locate. This feature here is similar to the user interface in the Mac application in that it locates the signal, or it tells you how close it is or how far. And you can see there it fluctuates depending on the distance between my phone and the actual key. And it's supposed to beep, but I turned off the beeping. I turned off all the sounds because I didn't want that interfering with the video. And it only beeps whenever it's super close. So for example, here the bar is full and it would be beeping. So we can close out of that and we can switch keys down here. And again, you can add a key. Because I've already added this key, it's not really going to list it. But if I did have, let's say, 3 or 4 other keys that I have not connected, they would connect through there. And that's the application for iOS.
One of the main complaints that I have about this device here is the fact that it rings out of nowhere. I don't know if it's just mine or all of them do this, but mine just rings out of nowhere. For example, if I'm putting my car keys or turning on my car, then the dongle is going to ring. And keep in mind that my car is not at all smart. It does not have any Bluetooth functionality. The only antenna that it has is a radio antenna. So the fact that it rings, I don't know why. Whenever I'm going up and down stairs, it rings. And yes, this does have a speaker. It has a very small speaker right here. And it does ring. And sometimes I get questions as to what is it that is ringing, and I have to tell them it's the Gatekeeper. Another one of my complaints is the fact that this little dongle here uses batteries. It would have been nice to include a rechargeable battery, because batteries really are on their way out now, given that there's rechargeable batteries for anything. And another reason why it would be a good idea to have this as a rechargeable battery is that if you use it to unlock your computer, this will always be close to a computer. So adding a USB port or any other means of charging it to a computer would be smart, because then it'll be plugged into the computer while you're using it. And then my final complaint about this is, of course, using plastic. It could have been made out of aluminum, which would have made it a little more sturdier, but plastic, it doesn't really, I feel like it's gonna break. It looks very, very fragile, especially trying to open it like this. I feel like that much bending in the plastic will one day cause it to just wear out and break. These little legs here, I feel like they're gonna break. They are they look very, very flimsy, and I'm afraid that one day when I'm putting this on, it's just gonna break. Other than the speaker, the build material, and the battery, this device functions overall very well. Luckily, I haven't lost my keys anywhere big, for example in the outside, but when I have lost my keys here in the house, thanks to the Gatekeeper, I've been able to track my keys and find them. I don't really plan on using the Gatekeeper as a tool to unlock and lock my computer based on the proximity, as I will not have my computer in an ambience that would require having to unlock and lock my computer based on my proximity. The main computer that I use is always sitting here in the house. Everybody uses it, so I'll have to be near it in order to unlock it. Whether I'm at school or here at home, the computer's always with me. There's really no reason for it to be locking and unlocking, as nobody will have access to the computer unless the computer is lost or someone hacks into the network at school and steals the information from everybody's computer. But other than that, there's really no direct access to my information. But nevertheless, I reviewed the device, I reviewed the features. This device here works very well, and it will lock the computer. And the thing I like about the program that you can download, it allows you to set the distance at which the computer locks. So if you're in a small office, it'll work out for you. If you're at your house, sharing a house with a buddy of yours, it'll work. You can set the range to be very minimal or very extreme depending on the ambience you're working in. The only complaint that I have about the Gatekeeper is that, especially on laptops, I know on desktops you can just unplug the power cable and gain access to the computer, but when the computer locks, I can press and hold the power button and shut down the computer, force shut it down, and the computer will shut down. Even though Gatekeeper tries to interrupt the shutdown, it'll shut down. And then I can just boot up the computer once more, and access all the files. And then that's really kind of pointless that the program or the software does not lock the keyboard, because if it was to lock the keyboard, I'd feel a little more secure using this, because someone can just walk up to my computer, do a hard reset, and steal all my information. Of course, I still have a password on my computer, but there's a majority of people that will remove their password upon having this, because they can not worry about a password and just sit next to their computer and it'll magically unlock. So that's one complaint that I have about this, and probably the only complaint other than the size, because it's so small it's gonna end up being lost if it's not left plugged in. If you unplug it and you misplace it, that's it for the little dongle here, and I don't think they sell replacements. That's it for today on my unboxing and review of the Gatekeeper chain. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next one.